Hi, I'm Patty Dunn with All Done Designs, and I want to show you how to make a card for Valentine's Day. It's with string art embroidery. Very, very simple. You just have to follow the dots. And you can go to my website, alldone, D-U-N-N, designs.com, and you can download this for free and do this for Valentine's Day for somebody. So thanks for joining me. Okay, what you're going to need is a piece of foam. This is craft foam, so that you can poke your holes through the paper. You're going to need something to poke the holes through. You can use an awl, or you can use a fancy pin, or you can use a needle, but you need it fairly thick, not a real thin needle, but then the thicker the needle, the thicker the thread you're going to use. And then you're going to need either a needle to take it through the hole, or if you've got a smaller hole, you can use a dental floss threader. If you can see that, I don't know if you can or not, but these dental floss threaders come in the Walgreens or Walmart or whatever, in little packages here, and it's to thread dental floss through your teeth. And they are wonderful even for your serger looper to thread. So you just put the thread through this little opening, and you can thread really easily. Now the other thing that you're going to need is some thread. Now there's lots of different threads out there, and so you could get thicker threads, you can get glitzy threads, you can get thinner threads even, and I'll show you some samples of which ones I've done in smaller, thinner threads and thicker threads. And then once you get all of that, then you're going to need, you probably need some scissors too, and a little bit of tape. And once you get all that done, you need to copy off the template. Now I've made it so that you can do this as a card, and so it's already where you need it, and you can get 2 cards off of this. If you can print on cardstock, that's really good. If you can't, then you're going to need to bring your paper onto wherever you want to do it, and the cardstock, and then do it on that. The other thing that that you need to do is cut it in half, and then when you get ready to do this, you're going to actually do it opposite of what you think. You're going to fold the heart inside, and so it's going to be on the inside so that nobody will see the numbers and all that. So that's the beginning. That's how we start. So I have some samples here of the heart that I've done. This one was done with this Wonderful thread, which was a thicker thread. It's called Wonderful Dazzle. And then of course there's also Razzle Dazzle by Ricky Timms. That's a good one. Or you can use just a regular like pearl cotton. This was a variegated pearl cotton. That one is by YLI, I believe. Or there's just a cotton jeans thread, or this is also the same size as a buttonhole twist thread. And then there's also, you could use, this is the thinner one, this is a sliver by Sulky, or this one right here is Wonderfil's hologram, and it's very, very, very shiny. But this is thinner than, say, this one. So you want to be sure that you don't poke the holes too large in order to compensate, because you don't want great big holes if you got the thinner thread, but you need the bigger holes for the thicker thread. Also, these two were made on cardstock, a small piece, and then mounted onto the card, and the card just opens and you don't have to have a second part in there. And this one was done straight on the card, and like I showed you, and this one would need to have an insert like the one that we did here. This, and then you insert it, a piece of paper, and then you can write on this. Now, first I'm going to take my little poker or needle or whatever I have, and I'm going to go around, and I'm on this foam, and I'm going to go around, and I'm going to make my holes. So you're going to just pop each one of your holes, just go straight down, and by the time you get done, you will have the heart on the opposite side, and the design will be on the opposite side. Now, you're going to thread your needle, and you're going to need to have, or your threader, whatever you're going to use, and you need to have enough so that you don't have to add. So you almost need 69 inches or 70 inches of thread. So what you're going to do is go into hole number 1 from the top side, go down, and then you're going to tape this end so that it will stay in place right in the center. So just tape that down in the center. Then you're going to come down to the number 2, which is the very bottom point, and you're going to come around the back and out. And then if you'll notice, the next one is 3, which is up there. And then 4 is down here, which is right beside the point. So you can see that when you get the template, you can tell where I'm going, because actually I'm crossing over each one of these. So you're going to just keep going in and out, and as you're stitching, you need to keep your fingers sort of on the back side thread so that it doesn't loop around and maybe get loose, because each one of these needs to be pulled fairly tight. So I just put my fingers to the end on the back side against the thread, and I just keep pulling it straight. And if you turn it around, sometimes you get mixed up about what number you're on. So keep it face up like this as you're stitching. Okay, now I've made it all the way around to the last number, which was 32, and now I have my last string or thread that I'm going to take a piece of tape, and I'm going to tape it off to the side. So all that is done, and now I have my heart completed. And if you wanted to, and see, if you don't watch and keep some of this nice and tight, sometimes one gets loopy. So you want to make sure that you keep them nice and tight. And then if you would like to stamp something or write something on the top, and then you can take another piece of paper and you can glue the inside of this so that it is covered. And that's all there is to that little heart, string art heart. I really appreciate your watching. Hope to see you next time.